Hey, good morning everybody and welcome to ShortSalePowerHour.com. It's Monday.
It is.
Hey Kevin, before we jump into Mindset Monday today, we failed to mention last week, even though an email went out and even though posts were made on our Facebook page, we failed to mention that we have a big event coming up this Thursday. A big free event, in fact.
We did.
Yeah.
We suck.
Yeah, well, we're actually going to talk about how not to suck or how not to screw up your listing appointment.
Yeah, trust me, and if somebody knows how to screw up a listing appointment, it's you and me.
Yeah, that's probably a fair statement.
Let's just be honest.
So there's a link below here, but we're going to do basically a 1-hour webinar around how not to screw up the listing appointment, talk around overcoming seller objections and some different things that we encounter in short sales. That's coming up this Thursday, December 8th. Time and details and all that's below. Just click on the registration page. It's free. We just wanted to do a kind of a give back. It's the spirit of giving, and it's that season.
So that's kind of fun. We decided not to go on the road in December anyways to teach, and so it's our opportunity to kind of speak and do it from home, from our office, and form of a webinar, so we could actually reach many different states and cities at once. So it's kind of cool, and I'm looking forward to it. So join us on Thursday, please.
Yeah, and I mean,
and invite your friends. Anybody can register and sign up and show up to the class. It's totally free.
If the response is overwhelming, we just may have to do more.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yep. So hey, it's Mindset Monday, and today we're going to talk around having a big vision. Now, we talked a couple weeks ago around how one of the myths, one of the lies is that big is bad.
True.
And we talked last week around, where are you focused on right now? Are you focused on the end of 2011? Or are you already focused on 2012?
Yeah.
Do you have a nice balance going on between finishing strong and also developing a big plan? But we were in Austin, Texas, and it was several weeks ago, but this is still alive and well in me. I was on a phone call this morning, a mastermind call with some guys that I know, and I was sharing with them how Gary Keller challenged us to take our current goal and multiply it by 10. And here's the deal, is that we get so stuck in what Gary would call incremental growth or incremental net income growth. I just want to make 20 grand more than I did last year, or I just want to make 20 grand rather than lose 20 grand this year. Whatever your goal is.
Whatever it is.
I just want to make 20% more. Whatever that number is, and Gary is challenging that, no, I want you to literally go build a vision and a plan and an infrastructure so big that it has no ceiling. Meaning that if your goal is 100 transactions next year, that's a big, lofty goal. I mean, go look at the numbers that were put out by the Real Trends Report in the Wall Street Journal and see how many agents have done 100 deals in a given year. There's not that many.
Not a lot.
There's not a lot. So if your goal is 100, congratulations. But here's the deal. If you're going for 100, you're probably going to hit it, fall slightly below, maybe make a little bit above. But what if you challenge yourself to build a plan for 1,000 transactions, and you went into next year going, I'm going to figure out how to close 1,000. Not necessarily I'm going to close 1,000 next year, but I'm going to build a plan that goes after 1,000 transactions.
Yeah, because let's face it, if you hit 1,000, on the way to 1,000, you'll have to hit 100. It's a fact, because it's less than, it's 10% it.
And when you hit that 100, you won't have to blow up your entire business and go, dang, I didn't think big enough here.
And that's the point.
Dang, I didn't do this big enough here.
And that's the point of having the model or of having the vision or having the plan that is 10 times bigger than the goal. And that's what I really got from Gary last time was when he was going, hey, think times 10, times 10, times 10. It's because, hey, whatever gets you to 100 will stop you from getting to 200. What got you to 200 will stop you from getting to 3. So build something big enough that encompasses all of that can get you all the way to 1,000. Well, in our case, our number right now is 3,000 that we decided our plan is going to be about.
Our plan,
And if our plan is big enough to handle 3,000, then when we get to 500 next year, and when we get to 750, or when we get to 1,000, we won't have to continuously blow things up. We'll just have to keep pouring in more water. You just add more water and mix.
Yep.
That's all that we'll have to do, because the plan, the vision, and the system, the process is set up for 3,000, not for 300.
Well, as Gary would say, when you're thinking from the weeds or thinking small or whatever you want to call it, the problem is that when you're going after 100 transactions, you settle for just good enough, meaning that person shows up that you're looking to interview to hire as your lead buyer's agent, or that admin or that listing agent or the operations manager. They show up and you go, oh, that person could definitely get me to 100.
Don't even get me started.
But what if you looked at it and you went, could that person get me to 1,000? What if next year, even though your goal is only 100, but your plan is for 1,000, what if when somebody showed up, you went, is that person going to be able to take me to 1,000? and you started making hiring decisions based off of looking at your plan of 1,000 rather than just your goal of 100. And that's what this is all about, is it's thinking bigger. Yes, you can go get some people on your team that will help you get to 100, but are those same people going to be the people that lead you to 1,000? And when you start thinking bigger and you multiply stuff and you build this plan that is much bigger than just your goal is for the next 12 months, what you'll find is that you raise your standards, you raise your excellence, and along the way, you crush your goal.
Yeah, and if you're sitting there watching this video going, yeah, but no one's going to want anybody who's that talented, who could actually get me to 1,000, doesn't want to be part of a team. They don't want to be just a buyer's agent or just a listing agent. Here's the deal. When you have a vision big enough that allows for that, they will show up. The talented people want to be a part of more talent. They want to be part of something bigger. So if you find yourself going, yeah, but no one's out there that good enough, you need to increase your vision. When your vision is big enough,
you need to stop thinking like Josh Parmalo's Minnesota Timberwolves and start thinking like the Los Angeles Lakers.
Absolutely.
And I don't like the Lakers, but the point is, look at what they've created over the years. People want to play there, and stars show up to play there. Who goes to Minnesota? Nobody, because Minnesota's opinion is nobody would want to play there. He got drafted there. I didn't even went there.
It was a joke. No, but I mean, I could go on and on about that particular subject of talent and.
You know what? We're gonna Wednesday. Show up Wednesday. We're canceling. I have something else written down. Forget it. We're gonna talk about talent on Wednesday. It has nothing to do with short sales and everything to do with increasing your business.
So if you don't want to know about short sales, or if you want to know about short sales, don't show up Wednesday. If you want to know about growing your business, show up Wednesday. We're talking about talent.
Yep. Have a good day. Make sure you sign up for the webinar on Thursday. We're gonna wrap it up. 1, 2, 3. Short sale power hour. Short sale power hour.
Crush it.
Crush it.